Why does the quartet feel so important to you when you're playing?
All right, so for me, I mean, quartet is my background, it's my roots. So the reason why it's so important to me, because if you ever listen to quartet players play, it's just like there's a feeling and the sensation that you can't duplicate. And if you know how to do it, every other genre wants to they want to bite off of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's such a staple. It's like, when Mike came out, like everybody wanted to be like MJ. Then you got Kobe, right? Then everybody will try to be like Kobe. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you see what it is. Everybody wants to get a variation. Even kids now, they don't understand why they do certain kind of jump shots, whatever. It has evolved from Mike. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing about quartet. I've been on like pop gigs and I've heard other guitar players try to do like little quartet licks. I'm like, man, I know what that lick is, man.
Right.
They may not know where it's from, but they're trying to like emulate because it's such a soulful kind of feeling. So I want to make sure that everybody knows as much as possible. Like that, it comes from quartet. This is where it is, and we're influencing everybody. We're putting sprinkles everywhere. We're putting like some seasonings everywhere. So that's what I wanted to do.
Dope seasonings. Like a little recipe. You got a little recipe,
sauce.
Sauce.
Gotta give them that sauce, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Speaking of the sauce, now we got No Ordinary Conversation and Puppy Love, and those are like some solo things you've done. Mm-hmm. Are you working on another album or project that we'll get soon?
Honestly, right now, the goal for me right now is to try to play on as many records for other people. The thing about it is whenever you become an artist and you're working on a project, it's so much energy to try to give to that. And then right now, that's not where my focus and my passion is. So like, in order to really work on a project that you really feel passionate about, it takes time. But I realize that my hands are in kind of a lot of different pots. I'm more concerned about, like I said, teaching and influencing the next generation. That for me would be the biggest thing. Like I had, if you guys were on or whatever, Jules the Wolf that plays for Justin Bieber. I used to give him lessons way back in the day. So to see him playing for Justin Bieber and he's murdering, like this dude is like phenomenal. I mean, he runs 10 circles around, but to know I had a little bit of influence on it, that's more of the goal for me, so. Or when somebody will send me a record and be like, yo, can you play on this record? Like I played on a single for James Vickery, who's out of the UK. I play bass and I play guitar in it. So just knowing that my influence of music is like still touching so many people, I feel like those albums that I worked on are like, those are like the projects. Maybe one day I might do some acoustic stuff because I mean, it's kind of something that I've been thinking about, but I just have to find the right direction and just be in that space to really just take like a year and a half to really kind of make it feel the way that I want it to feel. And
we'll be waiting.
Projects are expensive. So recording a project and
that's
expensive.
Yeah. Right. Well, when you want to go down that road, we'll be waiting.
We need that, bro.
For sure.
We'll be ready to hit the pre-order button.
Definitely.
We'll be doing that.
Come back on it and promote it,
Oh, definitely, for sure, man. For sure. I would love that.
Man.
Yeah, you teach a lot in the Kerry's camp and you teach the numbering system and reading music. How important is that over just feel?
Okay, so I mean, it goes hand in hand. So the number system is really important because it's like being able to communicate the language, right? So, and if you had to learn a lot of songs, the reason why I really got so keen on the number system, I had to play for Derulo, Ledisi, and it was somebody else at the same time. So it's like 3 different specific genres that I'm like, oh my God, it's a lot of music. How can I make it make sense for me? How can I make this make sense? So that's when I developed that if you write the numbers down, if you understand the numbers, it's kind of a quick reference. I can look at the song like, oh, okay, we're in this key. The numbers are 4, 6, 3, 2. I already know, like when I start playing it, like, okay, cool. So what I realized was it was a fail-safe way to play in any genre. It didn't matter if I was playing singer-songwriter music. It didn't matter if I was playing hip-hop. It didn't matter if I was playing R&B. It didn't matter if I was playing at church. It was a fail-safe moment. So there was one particular time I had to go to Paris. And there was a guy that reached out to me on Instagram. He was like, I don't even speak French. He was like, but I saw the translation. Like, do you want to come and just kind of sit in with us? Mind you, I don't speak French at all. They're like, they let me know what key and they're calling out the numbers and they're holding up their hands. And so I was able to jam along with them. So I know that this.
Oh, that's so dope.
So that's why I was like, you know what? I've got to share this with the group and the masses.
Yeah.
So that way that they understand. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner, if you're just whatever. Knowing the number system will help you out in any genre. Now, when it comes to feel, I really learned feel when I was playing with Ledisi. So Eric Walsh played for Ledisi before I got the gig. And if you ever heard Ledisi's like acoustic album, like acoustic unplugged, and that's Walls on guitar. The way that he makes that thing feel like it's like he doesn't need anything else. It's just really him and just a guy on a cajon. And it's so solid. And so Ledisi is really big on, you got to make the people feel the song. So if you ever see any videos that I've had performing with Ledisi, it's really, really percussive. It's really like, you got to make the people rock in their seat, because she, even though she can sing, but she demands that kind of presence on stage. Right. So I want to convey feeling. So the thing, once I learned that with Ledisi, I used it for every other genre. So when I was playing pop gigs, I would do like different kind of feels, and the artist would be like, "Oh my God, I don't know what that is, but it feels good," not knowing that I'm sprinkling all of the stuff from R&B from church, because I learned this from Ledisi, and I realized what they don't know how to convey like the actual terminology, but what they're asking for is the feel, right? Singer-songwriter is the same thing. I could take a basic singer-songwriter song and put a little feel on it, and they say, you see the people in the crowd like rocking. Because once you have them rocking, everything else is good. Then it's light work from that point. So feel is just as important as the number system. The number system is the way that we can communicate. If I throw up a number, you don't know what key we're in, you're like, oh, okay, cool. I know where to put my hands. I know what kind of chord it is. It just makes life a lot more simple for you. So they both go in hand. I really try to preach both of those. So the way as a guitarist, you can be as complete as possible.
Well, number system, I mean, yeah, you didn't know any French. You had some French artists, and y'all just,
that's crazy.
I'm telling you, like the keyboard player was like he was throwing up the numbers, so I knew exactly. Once I figured out what key was in, it made
that's
it easier.
a language in itself.
That's a language in itself, bro.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it helped me. Once I realized that it can cross like language barriers, I need to share this with everybody. They need to know how to do this. So regardless if you're in a situation and you like, man, I don't know what the song is, but somebody's feeding you the numbers, you can play like you've been doing this song for years. Like, oh man, I got this, because you know the feel of the song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And by you sharing it, it's just incredible. You know what I'm saying? Just sharing it with other musicians. That's of like course. Dope on your part, because I know a lot of people like, no, I got it. I ain't gonna share this my little thing.
I'm a guy from Alabama, man, we help each other. That's what we do. That's the way that my parents raised me, man. Like, I'm the oldest of 4. If I got it, then the rest of my siblings need to have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're only strong as your weakest link. And if you're going to be attached to Kerry's camp, I don't want nobody to be like, yo, man, that camper, man, he wasn't solid. I want to make sure, if I got to spend some personal time with you, be like, nah, I need to make sure you equip. Even if we got to that was a couple guys that had gigs, and they were like, man, I need to know what song selection. I literally sat with them and helped them like construct a set list. And let's go over the songs. Let's make sure you solid. All right, cool. Let's move that song because you're not that strong in that one. Let's put another song. I want to make sure whenever you step outside of the gate, you know what I mean? Like, you ready to go. You know what I mean? So that's how hands-on I like to be, to make sure that if I know it, I want you to know. I don't want to be like one of those guys like, well, this is what I'm gonna play, but y'all play that over there. Nah, you want the song, I'm gonna give you exactly what I got. This is how you do it. This is what you need to practice in order to have it.
Dope.